Hello guys, and welcome back to a new video. Do you want to know how to make transitions like this? Well, today I'll be showing you guys exactly how to make this edit, and yeah, let's get started. So I've got the song already. I can play it real quick. I've already marked the beats. Yeah, we'll be using this song. Today I'll be editing Doma from Demon Slayer. You can obviously choose any character you'd like, but this is what I'm choosing. So you can use the same song if you'd like and mark all the beats just as I have here, and then add your clips on, which I will do now, and I'll see you when I have all the clips in. Alright guys, I got my intro part done. I've added the clips, time remapped it. Don't forget to use frame blending 2 times. You can also use motion blur if you'd like. So this is my intro I'm using. Yeah, now I'll be adding the rest of the clips, and really important, you have to add them just like a reverse edit, which I've already explained. So yeah, just add them in as my last tutorial, my reverse edit tutorial. Put them all in and yeah, frame blend it, time remap it perfectly, and I'll see when I'm done with the clips here. Alright guys, so this is what I got so far. This is all the clips we need. As I said, just do the reverse as in my reverse tutorial. And now on this part and here, we'll be doing Manga Panels, which I already downloaded, so we just add them all in. I'm not sure how many frames we'll be cutting them, maybe 5. Then we select them all, press Ctrl Shift Alt and G, so it suits the project height. And then we press right click, keyframe assistant, sequence layer, just like that. We just need to come to this part there. So in my case it's a bit too long, but the length is definitely good. So just do 5, and I have to delete one more, just do that one. Then we have to check if it's in the middle, which is not on that one. So we just open the scale positioning, zoom a bit in and adjust it to the middle. This one is already fine. This one too. This one as well. This one we have to zoom in a bit and go down like that. This one is fine. Go in a bit. Alright. And now we just have to select the first one, and then we have to duplicate them all and just move it to the other side just like that. Now it looks like this, which is fine. And now if you have done the clips already, which I have, in my case I only need to do the positioning. So now I'll be doing my positioning for the clips, which I haven't, and I'll see when I'm done with it. Alright guys, so I've done my positioning for the clips, and now we come to the important part, which is the zooms. So for the zooms we have to go for on the first one. It is almost similar to the reverse edit. The difference is we'll be using like the rotation on it as well, and we are using null objects and 2 null objects stacked on each other. So first we add the first null object on the first. Alright, on the first marker, and then we go to like a few frames further than the middle, so like 60 till 70% of the clip length, and then we go to the start, make a keyframe for scale, rotation and positioning. We keyframe them, then we go to the last frame of the null object, and now we zoom in, not too much, just look how much you want to zoom in, position the face. And now we have to do the rotation, go about 25. If you don't want to do that much, you can do less, of course. I'm just going for 25. You can also add motion tile on your layer, just like that. So if you have like these black parts here, it disappears, it's just mirrored. And then we have to select them all and use this graph here, this fast one. And now we have to add another null object, move it till the end, and cut it like the middle of the clip, just like that. And now we have to do the same thing, so we just do scale, rotation, and positioning, keyframe them on the standard value, go to the end. Since we did the rotation on 25, we have to do the opposite, so minus 25, and then we zoom out till it's on the normal size of the clip, just like that. Select them all and we do the opposite, which is this graph here, and now we have this. I do think I could have zoomed in more, to be honest, so I'm just going to do that. Zoom in more, and on the end I have to zoom out then, just like that. So this is how it's looking. Of course you don't have to go in that hard as I did, but that's just what I'm doing. On the second layer we'll be adding a null object again, cutting it like 60 to 70% of the length, and then this time it's opposite. So instead of keyframing on the start, the standard values will be going to the end. Keyframe, scale, rotation, and positioning, just like that. Go to the start, and now we have to look on here, since this is moving like going to the left, the rotation is going to the left side. So on this one we have to go plus 25. So the rotation keeps moving, so this goes to the left and this one also goes to the left, so it's the same movement. And since this one is going out, we have to zoom in on this one. It's just like the reverse edit tutorial. Use the same graph here, add a null object, move it to the end, cut it to the half, and then on the first frame of the null object, which is keyframe, scale, rotation, positioning, go to the end. And now we have to do the same thing that we had on the start, which was the 25, and it was zoomed in. So we go in and zoom in again, put this graph in, and now we have this clean transition between them. Of course you can do it however you want. Maybe I also use a bit faster graph on the first one. So just do it like that. And on the next one, it's going to be the same as the first, basically. We'll add null object, cut it accordingly again, keyframe the start, rotation, positioning. Since this one is going in now, we have to do the same thing, so we just zoom in. And as we see, the rotation goes to the right, which means we have to go plus 25, or how many rotation you want. I'm just going with this. Put the same graph in, so just do this again, add the null object, put it to the end, cut it about the middle, scale, position, rotation keyframe, go to the end, and the opposite, so minus 25. And now we just have to zoom out, add this graph in, and now we got the first three, which are looking like this. Of course, we'll be adding effects on later, so this is just the raw version. And we're just going to do the same thing on the next three in my case. So this one will be the same as this one, and the number 5 here will be the same as this, and it's just going like that. And I'll see when I'm done with these three as well. Okay guys, I've got my zooms done already. on the raw clips. This is how it looks. And now we have to come to the manga part. On these we will do something else. We'll put an adjustment layer on each of them and putting the blur more curves effect on. Keyframe the Z this on 1 on the first, go to the end and keyframe it like 0.6. You don't have to adjust the center point here, so just put it like that and use this graph here. And now we have to just copy, paste it on every one of them. I'll see when I'm done with it. Alright, so these are done already. So it zooms in. And on the next ones, we'll be doing the opposite. So instead of zooming in, we'll be zooming out. So we just switch the first and last keyframe. And that's it. We just apply the graph and copy paste it on each of them. So now it looks like this, which is perfect. And now we just select our first clip and the last manga clip, duplicate it, and we just have to loop it. So move it till the loop part, which is here, and we can just check if the markers are all lined up with the length of the layers. I see that I have this one. I just delete that one and make this longer. Alright, so now we have looped it. The edit looks like this currently. So this is the raw part. Yeah, and now you just have to render it, put it into Topaz, and I'll see you when I'm done with it. Okay guys, my Topaz is done now, so I'll be adding it in my project. We just add it in, and I always cut the end out as well. Yeah, the next step will be adding the effects, which is the important part. So we go to the first marker, create an adjustment layer, and then we just cut it at the same length. We are just going to do like 3 duplicates. Alright, now we'll be adding exposure and BCC lens blur ops. The exposure we'll be putting on 2, keyframe it on the start. The RE scale we can go like 20. And the gamma on like 300, keyframe the iris scale, and then we go about the middle, put them both on 0. And now you can add your shake on. I will be adding my shake. Alright guys, I got my shake here. On the top layer we'll be adding BCC ripple dissolve, put the color maybe a bit on the white side. I wouldn't go full white. And you can see this red line here. This says easy in. We'll be moving it to the left, about like this. And the easy out up here will be going to the right side. So we got our ripple. This is how it looks. You can of course adjust it, so like the height of it. Alright, you can just copy my settings up here if you want. So you have the exact same ripple I just created. So we have the exposure, we have the shake, and we have the ripple dissolve here. This is what we need. If you looped your effects, watch out for the ripple dissolve because it will go white. So we just select the layer here, go onto the effect controls, and it says layer to reveal. So we're just going to check on the bottom left here which layer we are on right now. So this is the 26. We go onto the layer to reveal and pick 26, and it will go away the white part. And one last thing is we'll be adding another adjustment layer, which will be shortened from the left side, like not the middle, just a bit further. And on this one we'll be adding warp. Put the warp on 0, keyframe the bend, go on to warp styles, and then we just use fisheye. And now we go to the end and put it onto -100. Damn, this looks goofy as... Alright. Select the keyframes here. Now we go to the second one. We copy the ones we made. Besides the ripple, so just exposure and shake. On this one we'll be doing the same warp thing but on the start, just a little different. So we add the warp and do the fisheye, keyframe the 50 actually, go to the end and put it on 0. Select the keyframes and put this graph in. Next step, we'll be adding a adjustment layer on the bottom, cutting it accordingly to the length. And on this one we'll be adding transform. Go onto the skew, keyframe 25, and then we go to the middle, put it on 0, go to the end and put it on 25 again. Also we'll be adding motion tile on, so we don't have these black bars. Put it above the effect, put the output width and height just a few numbers higher, doesn't matter. Put the mirror edges on, and then we go here, select the first ones, put this graph in, and on the last one we'll be putting this graph in. So this is how it looks. Pretty cool already. And now we can just copy the first one we did here on the first clip, besides the ripple of course, since ripples are always used on the beginning of the edit or on the beginning of the loop. So we just put the same thing here, we just copied it, and we don't really have to do much, so we just select the one before it for the next one. We also have to check for the length. In my case here I have to shorten the blur a bit, and the warp, just move it all to the left. This one suits perfectly. We copy this again, move it onto 5, select the one before it, paste it. Here I just have to adjust the length again, like that. And now we are here on the manga parts. So this is how it looks right now. Pretty cool. And now on the manga one here, we'll be searching a clip from Doma. We need 2. It also can be a picture, to be honest, it doesn't matter, just add something in. I'm just going to search what I want and then I'll see you when I'm done with it. Alright, I got my clips now, and as I said, you can also use a picture, it doesn't matter. In my case I'll just go on freeze frame, so it's just the same frame for the whole length. And on the next one as well, it's important to use characters where you can see the stuff behind him. So if you look at this, you can see like it's open on the left and right side, which we need. So I'm just going to freeze frame here as well, cut it, and now we have to cut the clips. So cut out the whole character. So since I used the flow frame, it's just a little trick that I found. So if you have your layer here, go onto like put a null onto it, parent it together, pre-compose it, and now you can road rush it without a FPS warning. Put the resolution on full and just cut it out. I'm sure you guys probably know how to cut out characters. I just go and look how it suits it perfectly. Get everything in besides the background. Now I cut it out my character. I just press freeze frame. Since this is a lot of frames here, the whole composition, we don't want the rest of it. We just want the one frame that we did ourselves. Because if we move a frame further or behind, as you can see, it just basically cuts it out itself, not accordingly just like you did. And now we just have to cut it so we only have that one frame that we just did, pre-compose it, and then we can go freeze frame. And now we got the character cut out, and as you can see in the background, the manga panels are zooming in. And we'll just do the same thing here, so put it. Alright guys, freeze the frame just as we did before, and then we just cut the rest out. Only the one frame we just cut it. Also, what I can recommend on the effect control where the rotor brush is, decrease the now since we have that, this one will also be pre-composed, and freeze frame, cut it, and now we got the background moving and the image cut out. But since we also want the rotation to continue on these ones, we have to do it again. So if we look on the one before it, we see it goes to the right side, zooming in. So we add a null, go like 60 to 70% again. And since this is zooming in, we have to make rotation scale position on the start, just regular. Go to the end, put it on 25 and zoom it in like that. Put the second null on, move it to the end, about the middle, keyframe it again, everything, and then we go minus 25, zoom out till it's the right size. So we just have to check for it about here. Put this graph on, and now if you look at it, it's a bit ass that we can't see the background that well, but it's just because I didn't have picked that good of a clip. So I would also recommend, which I didn't do here, to choose a clip where you have his whole head visible. So in my case, Doma here, he has it's cut it out on top. But if you have his whole head, like on this one I don't have it really, but you know what I mean. If you have the whole head, you can like position it down more, so we have more of the background going on, which I don't have here unfortunately, but we can't do much about it. What we will add now is a effect called edge lighting. This will give it like a glow. What we will do is put the light direction on the top right, and we'll be opening up the shadow settings here. The shadow we can just do slightly, but not that much, just really slightly, like 1.3 or 2, I don't know. The shadow post blur, you can look at it. If you like go up and down, it just gives it more like a feather onto it, so we can just increase it a little bit, like about 10. And on the highlights, it's the glow basically, so if you increase it, we can see it goes more. But the important thing is the highlight post blur. So we're going to full again to look at it better. As you can see, we increase the post blur, not that much, just a little bit, maybe like 5, but it depends on your clip and how much you want. If we put the intensity up more, we can put more of the post blur on. Some people also use light sweep, I think it's called, to do these lightning stuff, which I'm not using, as you can see. So yeah, put it however you want, or you can just copy mine. So this is what I'm going to do, and we just copy it and put it on this one as well. And we also have to do the zooms again, of course. So cut it, and now we have to zoom out, so we keyframe it in the middle, go to the start, zoom in, and the rotation is going back again, so 25 goes to 0. Put the fast graph in, add null object, cut it to the middle, keyframe it, go to the end and do the same thing to 25 and zoom in like that. And now we have to copy paste the effect again like that, and we copy this one, put it onto it. Also, I'm going to put the clip that we just did on the bottom above the topaz layer. And also alright guys, I just found out that my exposure and blur layer that we didn't have a graph in, so just add this graph onto it. I just forgot about it. And now we have these ones here, the clip that we just did, but the topaz layer where the manga panel is, we'll be doing something else as well. So we just add in adjustment layer, and we cut it as long as this manga background goes, and we'll be adding halftone. So go as halftone, and now you just have to go how many dots you want. I might go about this. I don't think there's anything else to do here. Yeah, we just leave it like that, and then we can just select the first layer here, the halftone layer, and then we go to the top and just duplicate everything. So we are going to loop it, put the manga part down again. So I just personally like it more organized. So the effects layers are above, and we also have to check if the length of the adjustment layers suit the markers. So just control real quick. I just have to change this one, nothing special about it. And now you can just add your color correction, which I'll do right now. Alright, I got my color correction in, and now we have to cut the color correction where the manga part starts. So the manga part here, it doesn't have the color correction in. Just do it on the first half and the second half of the edit, like that. And then you can just copy your color correction on the effect control. Just go into effect control, press Ctrl A and copy it. Then go to your manga part where you just cut it out the character. Go into the layer and just go into the layer and then just paste your color correction in. We just want it onto the cutted out character, not on the manga panels. Go to the second one and just paste it in as well. Don't forget to do it on the second half of the edit, so it's automatically for me there, but if it isn't for you, then just paste it in again. You can also add panning onto it if you'd want, but you don't have to. I just add mine on, and now we just have to render it, put it into topaz again, and then we're almost done. Okay guys, my topaz is done now, so I'll just add it in. Mute it, of course. We're just going to cut out the rest here, and yeah, just add your watermark in like I have here. Okay guys, my topaz is done now, so I'll just add it in. And I'm going to cut out the end again. So this is how it looks currently. Okay, so you can already post it like this if you'd like. I do want to try something out actually. So we just duplicate the layer here. I'm just gonna cut it here till 5. I'm going to pre-compose it and then add an effect called CC Jaws. We'll be adding invert as invert in. Put the CC Jaws height onto 0. Alright guys, instead of adding S invert in, we just add edge detect in. Copy my settings that I have here, and it will look like this. And now we go to the start, and the CC Jaws will be putting onto 100. Keyframe it, and then we go like about 80% of the 3 till 7 on my case here. And then we're just going to put the completion down about 75. And then we can also change the direction. So in my case, I want it to be on this point here. I'm just going to keyframe the direction. So I have it like on 80. I'm also going to put the completion more down. Like 65 looks fine for me. And then we just go a few frames to the left. We're just going to change the direction. So I want to like rotate it to the left. So I just put it like on 100, the direction. Put that keyframe to the start. So now it will rotate like this. And then we go to the end. And then we can change the direction again. So in my case, I will do it like 140 maybe, and put the completion on 100 again. Now on the first two, we'll use this graph. And on the last two, we'll be doing this graph. Now let's look at it. As you can see, it's pretty cool. If you want other colors, you can just change it on the edge detect. So it says weight of the red. You can increase it if you'd like, if you want more red. If you don't want blue, just put the blue on like on 0. You can also basically mix the colors. If you put like 2 of them up, just experiment what colors you want. I just did like a blue one here, so I just have the blue on 1 and the rest on 0. Look at the saturation if you want the color to be more colorful and the brightness to have it more over, like make it a bit glow maybe. And speaking of glow, we can also add deep glow onto it. Actually, we're putting deep glow on top of all. Alright guys, instead of deep glow, because it's a bit problematic, I don't know how to use it actually. It just doesn't fit to this layer. We can just add glow onto it and just experiment with the settings, how you want it to glow. So just play around it, and this is how it looks. Yeah, just do it however you'd like. Alright guys, so this is the final edit. Don't forget to add your watermark in. And yeah, thanks for watching guys. Leave a like, follow and comment what tutorial you want me to do next. And I hope this tutorial was helpful. Don't forget to join my Discord server. The link is in the description. Also my link tree. In my server you can find clips, flow frames, plugins, After Effects, Topaz, presets as well, whatever you want. So just join in, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.